Hello everybody and welcome back to the Randomized Zoo. Now this is going to be the last episode, and today we are making an exhibit for African elephants. Now this was randomized out of a list, I just never recorded the intro or anything for this video. So here's the list of animals. We had 2 subspecies of giraffe and the African elephants, and the elephants won, so we make a little exhibit for them. I know in the real world I think I've seen it before. I can't even remember how many elephant exhibits I've seen in my life, but I know oftentimes there is a pit kind of set up between the guests and the elephants, which is why, excuse me, that's why there is water down there, and later on in the video I'll add some rocks, so just making it look like there's tons of safety precautions being put in place. I'm so sorry, I can't talk. Here I am making a little, not really a lab, but more like the spot where food would be prepared. I do have a food storage area that you'll see later in the video if you stick around to the end, where I'll just be giving the tour of the actual zoo. And then I begin adding my lovely savanna rocks, and here is where I pause. I forgot what I was even doing. I think I was watching a video and I just got distracted, so that's why I randomly stopped working there. And there I am again, adding tons of rocks all over the place and going back around. I'm adding rocks between the between the upright log fence, elephant log fence, I think that's what it's called, I'm not sure, and the between the rope fence in the water, and yeah, you know what I mean. So here's where I begin adding all my stuff. Now in my exhibits I like to incorporate some of the natural plants that the animals would find in their own if they were actually in like Africa in this case, but in reality in real life zoos don't very often, you don't find like African grasses growing in your stereotypical United States zoo. So, which is why after I add my African plants and stuff like that, I begin adding things that I think would be more common, like the green grass. I would see that, like, for example, in I've been to a couple large African animal, like, exhibits, I guess. It's usually green grass. It's not usually really savanna, so you'll see later in the video, and even now, I'm just trying to make it look more green, because that's how it is, and then I just add dirt to give it the effect of it being, like more plants and more areas being taken up, I guess, because of all the different color. So then I go back around and I add the water, add the shelters. I realized that a painter was probably unrealistic for an exhibit, so I got rid of it. And then I don't know what I was trying to do here. I was just trying to get certain colored elephants. So this is where the tour begins, I guess. So really, please ignore my awful frame rate, and oh gosh, for some reason it's awful when I look in the direction of water, because like here it's not too horrible, but then like you'll see later in the video it just gets so awful, so I apologize now. So this is the whole entrance area. If you guys watched the first episode, you will know that what am I saying? Right, the entrance. You will know that you'll know what's there. It's nothing new. And I just kind of walk around, show the Gemsbok exhibit. Here my frame rate is wonderful. Like, look at this, perfect frame rate. I paused the video too because I just was not interested in making it look like it was moving, because my frame rate was suffering. It was suffering a lot. And I like to just add grass all over the place too to make up for the fact that there isn't much elevated area. These are the Somalian wild asses. They're having a grand time. They're a bit of an escape artist animal, I've noticed in game. Like in the speed build of this video, the speed build of this exhibit, you can clearly see you can just see one walk right through the fence, and I'm just like, okay, that's fine. Technical difficulties, but it's fine. And then I unpause a little here so I can make the water look nicer. These are the flamingos, greater flamingos, I believe. Yeah, my frame rate really suffers when there's realistic water. And then when I look away, it's perfectly fine. See? Yes, awful frame rate. And then when I turn back to this, it's perfect. So here we have, it's like supposed to be a little storage shed area where, you know, the wheelbarrows would be. We have a giant trash can, I don't know if you saw that. And then looking back over at the water, unpause it again to make it look nice, or I try. And then, I guess it looks okay for the most part. I liked this exhibit. It's just the fact that it's so laggy because of how much water there is. I really need to turn down my settings for... I need to remember to start zoos with low settings because I know they'll always be laggy. And then, nice frame rate again. Coming in here. I need to fix the cabinets up there, like the half cabinet in the wall. Probably not a good thing. And then going over here, this is the African elephant exhibit. This is what it looks like now that it's done. And it's definitely the biggest exhibit, I think, in the whole zoo. If I would have done anything differently, I think I would have made sure... I should have incorporated big cats earlier. Because the only, like, African feline species we have is the serval, which really... Let's be honest, if you're making an African zoo, you probably want some lions, or leopards, or a cheetah, or something. Which I didn't do. This is a restaurant. Sorry, I'm staying off topic when I talk. This is the restaurant I made off camera again. I kind of like it. It's a little bit of a mess, but it allows good viewing to the elephants, so you get, you can see further. And, what am I doing now? Walking over here. So yeah, it's just a simple, restaurant. Looks okay. There's our flamingos with the pink water. And then if, oh, also, I forgot to say, earlier in the video you will see that there was a giant pillar in the cash register. That was because there was some items sitting there that I just didn't want to be seen, so I covered them up with a giant pillar. Here are the spotted hyenas. Now, they're okay. I kind of like their exhibit, sort of don't. I don't know, it looks a little bit like a mess to me, but, you know, it's fine. Lots of tall African grass. Here we have the Springboks. I'm looking for them right here, you can see, but I can't find them because I'm blind. And not only that, but they're kind of sort of tiny. But I did end up seeing one, so they're alive. And it's a baby, so, you know, I must be doing something right because they're not hating it that bad. And then we come back over here to our final exhibit, which is our first animal ever, the serval. I honestly think I like this exhibit the most out of all of them, just because I think it's simple and it looks pretty okay in my book. You'll see me overstepping the fence sometimes just because I want to look for the animal and make sure they're alive. But yeah, this is where I think the video ends. I hope you guys stuck around for the whole series, and I hope you guys enjoyed it all. Bye!